All right. So the reason I'm recording this is so that you guys have this for on YouTube and for a review for the next quiz. So next class, I will test to see whether you know how to build the rest of the expanded frequency distribution. We're having one thing that remains that we haven't done, but I feel that it's enough. I feel that's enough to cover. All right. Now, those of you who did poorly today, which is a vast majority you did poorly today, this is unacceptable because if all I'm testing you, if I'm giving you the numbers in order, and all I want you to do is just, that's good. It is divided by year. Good. So if I'm giving you the numbers in order and all you had to do today was class and frequency and you didn't get that right, then tomorrow you have to do next class. I mean, you have to do class, you have to do frequency, and then you have to do midpoint. So how do we do midpoint? How do we do midpoint? Nobody knows? Come on, some of you already did it. Add the classes, the lower limit and the upper limit of the class, and then divide by. So it's 30 plus 116, and then divide that by 2. If you did that properly, you should get 73. That means you added a numerator, you got the result, which was 146, and divided by 2, you get 73. So therefore, you can put 73 right here. Now, once you get that, all right, once you get that, you need to get the next one. Now, you can just go ahead and take 117, add 203 to it, and then divide it by 2. 117 plus 203, get that quantity first, that's 320, and then divide it by 2. Don't try to do it all in one step unless you're using parentheses. So you get 160. Now, if you take 73, got 160 right there. If you take 73, which was your first midpoint, and add the class with, guess what you get? 160. So you could either just take 73, add the class with, which was 87, and you get 160. And if you want to get the next one, you just add 87 to that, and you get 247. Now, if you're paranoid or you're suspicious of that, then fine. Go ahead and figure out by adding and dividing by 2, that class midpoint. 204 plus 290. So 204 plus 290. Divide that by 2. So you get 494 divided by 2. And when you divide that by 2, you get 247, which is the same answer I got. So it's up to you how you want to proceed. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for the sake of time. I'm going to add 87. That's 334. I'm going to add 87 here. That's 421. And add 87. That's 508. All right. So that's pretty much it. Now, relative frequency. How do we do relative frequency? Remember, relative frequency, we did it in a pie chart. We took the frequency and divided by the total. So the reason we want to do this, we want to represent the frequency as a decimal so we can compare it to the whole, to all of it. Basically a percentage. So 5 divided by 30, when we do it in a calculator, that would be 0.166 repeated, right? So it's 0.17 to 2 decimal places. You can go 3 decimal places if you like. Then you take 8 divided by 30, and you would get the next one, which is approximately 0.27. It's 0.26 repeated, but we can just go ahead and write 0.27. Now, again, I'll continue. 7 divided by 30, 4 divided by 30, 1 divided by 30, 5 divided by 30. So I'm going to go ahead and do that quickly here for the sake of time. So next one is 0.23. 0.13. 0.03. 0.17. Now, 0.17 plus 0.27 plus 0.23 plus 0.13 plus 0.03 plus 0.17, that comes out to the sum of my relative frequencies. This is how we write it. The n stands for the total. N stands for the total amount of numbers. Okay, will be 1. Now, not in all cases do you get 1. Sometimes because of rounding, you get 0.99. Sometimes you get 1.01 or 1.001 or 0.999. But 1 should be the answer, but sometimes it's a little bit off because of rounding, so don't stress over that. And then finally, we're going to do cumulative frequency. Now, a cumulative frequency is a running total of how many numbers you've counted. So by the time you get to 116, all right, you would have counted 5 numbers. But by the time you get to 203, you would have counted 5 plus 8 numbers. You would have counted 13 numbers. By the time you get to 290, you would have counted 5 plus 8 plus 7. You would have counted 20 numbers. By the time you get to 377, you would have counted 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4. You would have counted 24 numbers. By the time you get to 464, you would have counted 25 numbers, because it would have been 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4 plus 1. By the time you get all the way to the end to 551, you would have counted 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4 plus 1 plus 5. That's 30 numbers. Now, some people, when they do this, they zigzag it. And what do I mean? Well, the first one would be 5, because that's a default one. That's how much numbers we counted by the end of first class. And then you just kind of go 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. And 25 plus 5 is 30.
I'm looking here for exams, and also I'm going to be out the whole day, so I want to take the exam ahead.
Okay, but aren't you like in a later period?
Yes, that's why. I'm going to be out like by your class, so I want to